Hello, hello. I'm so excited to share with you this watercolor card. This is a wonderful way that I like to play with different colors of the same hue, so all my blues, and to get an idea of how they mingle with each other while making a card. So it's kind of twofold in my, when I want to make like sky studies, I could just paint the sky, or I can actually have a card that I think will work out well. This is a black stamp of a of a of a floral motif, and then this is actually a stamp that I heat embossed with white embossing powder, and it's a resist. So I'm going to show you how I do both and how I play with my blue hues, and let's get started. If you have any questions, always leave those in the comments, or I will see if I can't find see them on here. Okay, so I like to start with this one. I started with Cobalt, Ultramarine, and then just went down my blues. I have a whole bunch of blues here. This starts with my Cobalt, Ultramarine. This is my this is my Cerulean, Cobalt, Ultramarine, Phthalo Blue, which I don't use Phthalo Blue too much, Pthalo Turquoise, and then I have a Daniel Smith Sodalite Genuine, and Payne's Gray, and then I have this Antwerp Blue, and then I have another. I have a blue, another turquoise. Those are the four. Are those not four? Those are the colors that I'm going to be using. I don't think I'll be using my Sodalite Genuine or my Payne's Gray, but maybe. So this is how I start, and then because I always am a huge believer in having some iridescent qualities, I'm going to probably use some electric blue and some of this pearl from Daniel Smith, and you can kind of see that in there. But this is something fun that I like to use just to play around with my colors, and I'm going to wet that stuff a little bit because it takes a little while, and I'm going to wake up my colors. I just love playing with blues because it's such a calming experience for me. Okay, so I'm going to start with my Cerulean Blue, and I'm not mixing my colors. I'm just going to play. And if you're new to watercolor, do this like often, and I think you'll be very pleasantly surprised at the results. Okay, so I started just a little bit over here. And I'm going to get some more water. I want it to be pretty juicy. My brush is really pretty wet. And I'm just going to go down right there because I know that I'll be mingling in my colors a bit because I want to see how they kind of work with each other. And that's really, really too much pigment. But that's okay because we're just playing. And it will always dry lighter. Ooh, I like that. I like how that's mingling together. All right, now this is my ultramarine. Cobalt blue, I think, has a little, at least my cobalt blue, which should be from Daniel Smith, might have a little bit of titanium white in it because it was not as opaque as or not as translucent, a little bit more opaque. All right, and I'm just playing with my colors. And I'm going to add a little bit of phthalo blue because I don't use phthalo blue a lot. And when I don't know how to use a color, I will often use it in my play to see, maybe I can use it in places. Phthalo blue definitely has its place in the watercolor world. It's just not one of my favorites. And I don't know why. I think it's just so dark and bossy. And then I'm going to skip, and I'm going to add, I like to have a darker blue as my inker, if that makes any sense at all. Like almost like it's just the ground. And that is really, really dark. But that's okay because we are playing. I'm going to extend this out. And I'm cleaning my brush often because I want that pure pigment to mingle, but I feel like I just need a little bit more That one was Ultramarine, maybe. That was the Pthalo Blue. Okay, now to give it that atmosphere look, I'm going to splash some water on here just to let it mingle a little bit more. It's not my plan here. I used a lot of water, so it just kind of played, but I see that this doesn't want to mix. And that's part of the reason why I don't like Phthalo Blue, is because it doesn't mix well with other colors as often as some of the other blues that I have. Like the Cerulean and Ultramarine, they like to mix and mingle, but not so much with that one. Okay, now I can go in with my Pearl Iridescent, and yes, I really like this. It's a Daniel Smith. I think it's just called like Pearl. Anyways, it's one of my favorites, and I'm just gonna splatter it on a little bit. And then I see that I got some splatter here. So I'm just going to, with my damp brush, I'm just going to pick that up and leave it alone. There. And then I'm going to let that dry. And while I let that dry, I'll come back and show you what it looks like when it's dried. I think it's going to look really pretty. Now let's go with this one. This one I made it actually pretty simple. I used a darker blue in the middle because I wanted the sentiment to really pop, and then a lighter blue that I thought would work well with the Indigo. So this is Indigo, and then I believe I used Antwerp Blue. But I think instead of that, I'm going to use a turquoise, because I really like the look of the turquoise with the Indigo. So I already had it stamped right here. It's stamped, and you can kind of see that I heat embossed it. So it's like a resist. Okay. So let's get started. I'm going to start with my Indigo right here. Ooh, that is some really dark Indigo. That's all right. We can play around with it because we can. Ooh, it's just fun. It's like magic when you put watercolor on a resist stamped image. It's just so much fun. Okay. And I said turquoise, so let's do this pretty color, turquoise. It has a little more green to it, so we'll see actually if I don't like it. Yeah. Ooh, I think I'm gonna love it. I think it'll be a perfect masculine card. Ooh, that is so fun. Totally different than yeah. And now I know that this is a simple card, but isn't that just beautiful? I just think that's so fun. And then I'm going to use some electric blue. And I like that. I think I'll leave it. Now I'll add some of this electric blue from Daniel Smith. It's an iridescent blue. And I'm just going to add kind of some stripes, I think. Just wherever I feel like. And there we go. I think that'll add kind of a nice little texture and a hand quality look to it. And it's as simple as that. And I don't want to make it too crazy, because I put the time in executing on what stamp I wanted to use, painting it. Now I just got to let it dry and do its thing. Let me show you. So this is what it will turn out. And I did not put electric blue on here, so it looks kind of flat, but I think with the electric blue here, it's going to look really, really nice. And then here is the one that we just painted, and it's pretty dry. So anyways, I hope you guys give it some time to play with your blues. see what works. I mean, this looks like this is almost like a pondscape where you have this beautiful pond in the background and the sky and the lake just kind of mixing together with the what I would call foreground in the front. So that's kind of fun. And then, of course, this is just to play with the different blues that maybe you wouldn't have thought of. So again, I used indigo and then a phthalo turquoise. Phthalo green turquoise. So it's not phthalo turquoise. It's phthalo green turquoise because it does have a bit of green to it. Anyways, I hope this was very helpful. And we will happy painting. Please paint and show me your watercolor cards on my Facebook group. I enjoy watching all of your creations. So I'll talk to you guys soon.